Welcome back to Mary Makes the Call. This is our third episode, and we're glad you're sticking with us. Mary's going to cover last week's games, this coming weekend's games, highlights, lowlights, answer to the trivia questions. We got a packed episode today, so we better get started. Are you ready, Mary?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get ready for Mary Makes the Call.
Thanks, Laura, and thanks for everyone out there tuning into our channel again. This is our third episode, and it's week 4 of college football. I'm Mary, and I'm making the call, and I'll be here all season talking about college football. So let's get started. Let's start with last week. I'm going to go over a few college scores here. So we have Texas Longhorns. They blew out UTSA 56-7. It was expected that they would beat UTSA, but that's a pretty big score. I'll come back to that in a minute. That's important. Maryland beat Virginia 27-13. Go Terps.
You have a thing for Maryland, don't you?
I do. I'm from Maryland, so I'm always rooting for the home team. Boston College in Missouri. Now, I said I was going to watch that one, and I did. Boston College looked strong. They were killing it all game long.
So they won.
You would think, but no. They were up at halftime, 14-3, but at the very end they lost 21-7. I know. So Boston's 2-1 and Missouri's 3-0. But I'm still going to keep hoping that Boston College has a good season. They need one. The other game I was talking about was LSU and South Carolina.
Right.
LSU went into South Carolina, and South Carolina looked great. They were dominating the entire time, just like Boston College did.
So they won.
No. No, they didn't. They should have won. They really should have won. They looked strong, and it looked like they were going to go ahead and just, beat LSU. But it came down to the end of the game. As always, it was like 26-33 with South Carolina winning. LSU goes down the field, scores a touchdown, and gets 36 points. So it's 36-33 with about a minute and a half left in the game. So South Carolina gets the ball, and they just shoot on down the field. So it's looking good. So
They needed a field goal, right?
Exactly. They needed a field goal. So they got in field goal range, just in their range, and they went to kick it, and it went up, and then curved to the left and just missed. So South Carolina ended up losing that game 33-36.
Now, just a quick query. How many jobs does a kicker have?
One. He has one job. Kicker has just one job. Get the ball through the uprights. But hey,
Still young.
he's still young. We won't get on your case until you reach the pros. Georgia and Kentucky. Now, Georgia ended up beating Kentucky as it was expected again, but they only beat them by 1 point. The score was 13-12.
But they still won.
They still won,
So
but
they're still number one.
no.
What?
So Georgia went into the season, before the season started, being ranked number 1 in the country. So it's important of how much you win by, and who you beat. So Texas blows out UTSA 56-7. So it was anticipated they would. They did. Awesome.
A huge margin.
Huge margin, yeah. Georgia should have done the same thing with Kentucky, but they didn't. They only won by 1 point. So that makes it it affects where they land in the playoffs, or where they land in the ranking week to week.
Because had they won by a blowout, then they would have still maintained their lead.
Right, they would have maintained their lead as number 1, but as it is, Georgia is now number 2, and Texas Longhorns took the number 1 spot.
I'll tell you what, those Longhorns, I don't know much about college football, but I watched those 3 games, and I'm like, wow, whoever they are, they're great.
They are. They're doing really well. I told you, Steve Sarkisian is just really putting them on the path of success. So it looks like they're going to the national championships, but it is only week 4. A lot can happen. Let's move on to my playmaker of the week. This goes to Maurice Brown II. He plays for South Carolina. He's number 44, and he's on the defense. And why I like him is because he blocked a punt, which isn't easy to do. So he went straight up and blocked it and then came back down and fell on his head, but he's okay. He's okay. That's really a hard thing to do. So my playmaker of this week goes to Maurice Brown II.
So he didn't go running up and jump. He just jumped
Yeah,
up.
he just jumped up
Like a
and
spring,
yeah,
like a
sprang
cat.
straight up like a cat. Yep, exactly. So, but what I like more about Maurice is that when he went to South Carolina, he was a true freshman and he was a walk-on, which means he had to earn his spot on the team. Now, a lot of members, a lot of college students basically get recruited or drafted. So they play on all-American teams in their high school years, and colleges go after those players, and they want them to come to their college to play on their team. Maurice Brown didn't have that. He went to South Carolina. He went through the tryouts. He made it onto the team, so he went into being like second string or the practice squad. He had to earn his position into regular season action, which he did, obviously. And because he put in all that hard work, he also got a full scholarship to South Carolina.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
news.
good hard work gets it done, right? Good strong work ethic. The other thing that's really honorable about this guy is that all through his academic career, he was on honor rolls. He went to West Point Prep School. He's gotten all kinds of awards, science awards for his science projects and won not national championships, but high school champions. And he's really a good person on and off the field. He is majoring in public health. When he traveled to India and Germany to develop a shared plan for peace and global friendship with the youth in those countries. So he's really doing good things off the field. So
Wow, we need more of him, huh?
we need more Maurice Brown the second. He is my playmaker of the week. Maurice Brown the second of South Carolina. Doing great things on and off the field.
Good.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Coming up, we have Tennessee at Oklahoma. I'm going to be watching that game. Now, Tennessee is on a roll. They are surging, and they're doing really well. They do have that quarterback, as we discussed last week. His name is Nico Iamaleava. I'm getting better at saying that.
And they have a lot of volunteers, right?
They have a lot of volunteers, Tennessee Volunteers. I said they're both 3-0. The thing that I'm going to be watching in this game is Josh Heupel, who is the head coach of Tennessee. When he went to college at Oklahoma, who Tennessee is playing today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and he was the quarterback for that team, and he took Oklahoma to its 7th national championship title. That was back in the 2000s, back in 2000.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. So then he left college, like everybody does, and got other jobs. But he ended up going back to Oklahoma as an offensive coordinator, where he did that for a couple of years. But in 2014, when he was offensive coordinator, Oklahoma played Clemson in the Russell Athletic Bowl, but they lost 40-6. So the head coach of Oklahoma at the time, Bob Stoops, thought they needed a change or they needed a spark, and they ended up firing Josh Heupel.
So Stoops did something stupid.
He did. Now, Josh Heupel is beloved, and he's like Oklahoma royalty. So this was really, it's a business, but it's part of the game, and
Kind of heartbreaking.
heartbreaking
To the
too. Yeah.
fans, too.
Yep. So anyways, this is the first time that Josh Heupel is going back to Oklahoma, and he's going back as the head coach of Tennessee Volunteers, and Tennessee Volunteers are doing really well. So
So so he has that little chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, to win. So I'm really looking forward to watching that game. The other game that I'll be watching is USC and Michigan, Michigan Wolverines. Let's hope they can pull this one out, although they're not favored to win. No, USC ranks number 11 right now. Michigan ranks 18th.
Wow.
Yep.
It's only the 4th week.
Yeah, well, they jumped around, yeah. Okay. When you don't do well, you fall down in the rankings. Or move up if you're doing well. These two teams only played each other 10 times in their whole existence. And the last time they played each other was 18 years ago.
Oh, no.
Here we go. And yes, another one.
Some sort of bowl game.
Yeah,
probably.
the Rose Bowl, yep, in 2007. And this is...
Michigan should never go to the Rose Bowl anymore.
they just need to go to the national championship. So anyways, this is the inaugural Big Ten matchup game for both of them. And so this one should be interesting. Hopefully Michigan gets a little bit more energy and, beats USC. I hope. There is going to be a quarterback change at Michigan, so that might give them the little spark they need. Now, this is kind of funny. Their quarterback, USC, their mascot is a Trojan, like the warrior. Okay? Okay, QB, the new QB at Michigan, his name is Alex Orgy. So Trojans and orgies. Have fun thinking about that one. Okay? So anyways, Alex is a dual threat. He can throw, he can run, and let's hope Michigan wins.
So no wonder it's called a contact sport.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, okay. So I'll be watching those two games, and now it's on to our trivia question.
Wait, I have a query
Yeah.
about one game.
Sure.
The Georgia and Kentucky game?
Yes.
Sometimes I don't understand what the commentators are saying, so I need you to clarify something. Georgia and Kentucky were playing, it was 3rd down and 4, and they referred to it as 3rd down and medium. Did you catch that one? And also, here's another one in the same game. Since when is the Hail Mary called the Big Ben? The commentator said it used to be called a Hail Mary, but now most teams refer to it as a Big Ben.
I've never heard that.
Me either.
So it's the Hail Mary.
Okay.
Medium.
Hail you.
Hail Mary. Medium. I guess they're trying to be clever with what they say. I don't know.
All right, well, I'll keep my ear out for more fun things that they say.
You do that.
Participate.
Okay. The trivia question. Back to the trivia question from last week. Who is known as the father of football?
Well, Mary, I checked our comments, and we had a guest from one of our subscribers, and a loyal follower, Marcy Rose.
Marcy Rose.
And she asked, is it Vince Lombardi?
Good guess, Marcy Rose, but no, it's not. It is Walter Camp. Yeah, this is back in the 1800s, when football first started coming around. Walter Camp, he was a player and a coach for Yale University. Now, what he did, when football first started, it resembled soccer and rugby a lot. So it was pretty much a mob scene. So, yeah.
They looked like they were all playing in their pajamas.
Yeah, and leather helmets and all that stuff. So what Walter Camp did, he was an advocate for organizing a rulemaking committee, and which brought about the changes that would differentiate football from soccer and rugby. So he created rules. He created the line of scrimmage. He created the 11-man team. He created the quarterback position. He did systems of downs and offensive calling. And he also said, if you don't make first down in 4 downs, you forfeit the ball. So he put the rules in football, and that's why we see football the way we see it today. Otherwise, it would look a lot like soccer and rugby.
Wow, thank God for him.
And of course, there's an award named after him in his honor. It's the Walter Camp Award.
Clever.
And it recognizes the best all-around collegiate football player. So that's the answer. Walter Camp.
Walter Camp.
You got your little history
If you
lesson.
want to know more about him, there's a book on Amazon, and also, you can consult the Google.
The Google. Okay, so that brings us to this week's trivia question. What was the first college football game ever played, and who were the teams, and what was the score? What was the first college football game ever played, and who were the teams, and what was the score? That's your question. Three-parter. So, anyways. Well, that's going to wrap up this week. If there's something I missed, if there's students, anyone that's doing something good on or off the field, please put it in the comments below. Be happy to give you a shout out. If you liked what you're seeing so far, please hit that like button and also subscribe if you want to hang with us all season long. We really appreciate that.
Subscribe, it'll be fun. You never know what's coming.
Yeah, right. So also, we still need a name for our elephant here. We got a few submissions. One we really liked, but we just want to give it another week or two to see if we can get any more submissions there. So, but one we really did like, and we'll let you know what that is in the coming weeks. So, like I said, go ahead, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and one more shout out is happy birthday, Chelsea Rose, who just turned 33. Happy birthday to you.
And still alive if you're Polish.
And I am Mary, and I am making the call, and we'll see you next week. Have a great day.